everybody. I'm Lewis Hamilstoy. This is the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. This is show number 26, and I'm your host here on this show. Mike Griffith is joining us, the veteran motorsports rider of the Bakersfield, Californian. Been covering racing for 39 years now.
I haven't gone anywhere.
You haven't gone anywhere?
No.
Nowhere? Mike is here with us. Covered Kern County Raceway Park last week, and some interesting action there last week. Kind of a scary moment there, huh? With the Tyler Bannister.
Yeah, Tyler Bannister and the Legends. Before the race even begun, there was a little incident started and ended up being 4 cars. But anyway, Tyler, another car went in the wall. I think something got through the body on his car and got him in his leg. So he had to go to the get a little ambulance ride to the hospital and checked him out, and nothing broken, but he's got a nasty cut and about 10 stitches, and can't go to school until he sees the ortho, make sure everything's okay. So he's got out of school. So.
Well, he
good for him.
Yeah, and you said you got a note from his mom that everything was fine, and got a lot of reaction on that from the Facebook
so a little
fans.
scary, and it just a little. I haven't talked to them yet, but obviously. Some part of the other car got through, or maybe the bumper.
The show is brought to you by the Bakersfield, California, and becoming racing since the beginning. And again, show number 26 here on the season. You can follow us on Facebook. That's our main area to follow us on. I gotta get Instagram back up and running. I'm behind on that. Also on Twitter and on YouTube. You can find all of the past shows on YouTube. Always a great conversation. The Grumpy Griff Award. 2 of the 3 tracks running last week. Mike, any thoughts on the early contenders for Grumpy Griff?
Yeah, I think. The
fact that Brian Richardson called you out, I think that's.
I think maybe Brian Richardson.
Yeah.
Brian Richardson. He'd missed a few races.
What if you put all the Childerses what if you took all the Childerses and put them in like a hat and like drew a name out? You could probably be okay too, right?
That. I think Ricky Childress Junior or a senior both won, but
by the way,
good win for senior there in the IMCA modified. IMCA stock cars.
Ricky Childress Senior's picture, by the way, the Tom Mock sent over is one of the best photos I think I've seen ever from Tom Mock. It's truly awesome, truly awesome. So Brian Richardson, Ricky Childress Jr. Those are two candidates.
Well, Ricky Childress Senior, I think. Brian Richardson. You could give a shout out to Eric. I mean, I don't know.
Who was the kid?
I don't know if his wife has given birth yet, but it's any day now. So
right.
he was racing, and
we had a sport mod winner, or no, I'm sorry, we had a mod light winner other than a Forester.
Yeah, so that's always
that's an interesting one. Probably from Porterville, right? Or are they from Bakersfield?
I think he's from Bakersfield.
Okay, we'll have to ask Scott Schweitzer. Scott will be in here our next segment after the break, followed by Auto Club Famoso Raceway, and on Kern County Raceway Park will be we'll have the final word today. December 5th, this will be our special section, end of the year. I'm so fired up about this. I was just talking to the press room about this special section here, because they're all big motorsports guys. They're looking forward to it. We're going to print it on December 4th. Mike, write that down as
December 4th.
December 4th. Okay. It's going to be in the Saturday edition of the newspaper, December 5th. We're looking for a 40-page special section. If you're interested in participating in it, let us know. And, of course, one of the centerpieces of this will be the All-Area Driving Awards, and that'll be announced on December 5th in the section. But we know kind of already who's in there. Did anybody get in?
Brian Richardson got in.
Brian Richardson
He couldn't make it when he was a prep athlete, but, he's good enough as a racer.
He's good enough as a racer.
He's not bitter about that at all.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, he called out LaCava, right?
Yeah, kind of called out Tony.
Former sports editor Tony LaCava called out.
Former prep rider.
Yeah.
When
was Richardson was he a big football player?
Obviously he's a better racer than he was a prep athlete, because he's going to be all areas a racer. So I think that says volumes.
This will be a hotly interested. I mean, I think people are talking about this a little bit, because when we have the guys in there, like Blake was in here last week, making sure. Oh well, are my guys covered from Famoso? We were like, oh yeah, because we have different standards for the drag racing guys than we do for everybody else.
Yeah, but it looks like right now around Richardson got his name added to it, and there's a lot of people with a couple wins knocking on the door. So I'm sure we'll be well over 30. Drivers. So
in that section, we'll have the All-Area Driver Awards. We'll have the Scott Schweitzer's year in review. We'll have the Blake Bowser year in review. We'll have the Steve Hughes year in review. We'll have Griffith's year in review. We'll have a poster of Kevin Harvick in the double truck. We'll have a poster of Casey Mears. We'll have a poster of probably Ryan Reed, I would think, too, probably winning from Daytona. So, I mean, we got a lot of cool things we got planned for this as well, and it'll be something you want to keep.
I think that'll be a fun section to put out and give the drivers a little recognition, especially the drag racers. Often you kind of, when you're a bracket racer, you race in anonymity. You do it by yourself. You got your friends. There's nobody in the stands. You're out there on Saturday nights racing just for the love of it. So give them a little love as well.
Well, I think that's the thing I'm looking most proud about is that's going to be that section's going to really sing to those folks who have done it all year long and be a nice sort of wrap up to the year and a keepsake as well. All right, moving on now to other things we got going on. We're number 2. We are number 2. Harvick ran out of gas at
finished third at. Well, he got passed twice.
Let me say this. He ran out of gas at Watkins Glen and he finished third. This race he ran out of gas like at a lap 100. I have it written down here. He ran out of gas at lap 114 and lost the lead, but somehow came back and finished second again. What's going on with Kevin Harvick, Mike Griffin?
Yeah, they're just trying to stretch fuel mileage, find how far they can go. But Kenseth had the car to beat there. Nobody's going to beat him. So
Toyota's hot right now.
Yeah, on that high drag package, which is a yawner, by the way, and I think NASCAR knows that. The drivers know it. You can't pass except after a restart, and it's just boring racing, but it's what it is. So,
right.
But he finished second.
And he's
there
first
in Michigan.
First
in points. Those will be reset based on wins, though. And
he's
now
going to start
about
like
third
in
or fourth in points.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not winning, but he's still consistently high, and that's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's going to be dangerous.
Right.
Come point racing time, you get in that situation, you might need a win to advance as he did last year.
Yeah.
But he's capable of winning. I mean, we're talking about a quart of gasoline, and he would have been the winner at Watkins Glen.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Here's Kevin Harvick talking about his day in Michigan and his finish. Here is Kevin Harvick.
Yeah, we had a up and down day, that's for sure. The first half of the race or so really struggled with the handling of the car. The guys did a great job of getting that, and then ran out of gas and came back and didn't lose a lap, and were able to have a good enough handling car to drive back up through there and have everything go good. So just really proud of my team and everything that they did. Didn't have anything for the 20 today, but for everything that we overcame, it was still a good day.
All right, I like Kevin Harvick. Always positive. And then Casey Mears, he's trying to be positive. They had mechanical problems again. I think they blew something out and blew an engine or something.
Right, it's interesting. They had a temperature gauge in the Geico car. They had an in-car camera, and it was early in the race, and it was already up to 150 degrees.
Wow.
He was on the side of his seat, and they were showing that. And it wasn't too long after that when he was out of the race with a mechanical problem. But 150 degrees in the cockpit so it only got hotter as they went on.
The bad news for him was that it really dropped him down in the point standing down to 23rd. He was right there on the cusp. After a rough start to the week, happy hour ended pretty good, and the car was fast today before we had a clamp on a waterline brake. Hashtag number 13. That's Casey Mears, and then his crew chief, Booty Barker, saying, "We blew up but ran exceptional. Proud of the Mears gang and my guys." What is your assessment of the race?
Yeah, an assessment of the race was as to the high drag package, I'm sure, which is everybody's talking about. We'll see what NASCAR does. They're just trying to make the races better. You got to give them credit. They're trying different things, and they're trying to make it so there's more passing. There's less aerodynamics involved, but with the high drag package, it turned out that, just really made it almost impossible to pass. We'll see what they come up with on the big tracks.
Bristol. This weekend, back to Bristol.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about too much drag and aerodynamics. We just got a nice half mile. We go around there and maybe bump and push and shove and have some rubbing and racing.
All right, Ryan Reed finished 22nd in Ohio, 10th in the Xfinity standings. He's kind of just stuck.
Yeah, another incident of the road course. I think he got caught up in something again. Was in the top 10 there, and can't quite to make it to the finish. Something happens. So that's twice on road courses where he was looking for a top 10 finish and came away with 20th.
All right. Let's give you, Mike, you got an update on one of our good friends and a guy that we all really enjoy being around here at the Bakersfield, California, and the Bako Motorsports Power Hour. Mike Mosier, the race doctor.
Yeah, Mike Mosier is kind of fought and battled prostate cancer last year. last year was his 20th year at Bakersfield Speedway as announcer. He's going to make it his last, but he was feeling so good, he came back for another. Well, he's got bone cancer now, and so he's been going out there. He's been making the races. He's staying in the booth now. They're going to have a Mike Mosher night on August 29th, so he's going to be there this weekend and next weekend. And then he's going to go to Arizona for chemo treatment where his family is, and so his sons can help take care of him while he's undergoing chemotherapy there in Arizona. So the 29th will be the race doctor's last night at Bakersfield Speedway for a while, so we hope to see him back there.
The man is one of the, and we don't, I don't really I've only met him I only met him like last year for the first time, but he's so warm and so inviting, and he just makes you feel like at home at that track. And, I was looking at something, some comments, I think, about what a great announcer he is and how, people just love him. And what is your assessment of that? And Jeff Evans, who was supposed to be in here, but he apparently ignored me, he made a comment about this, is like, he's one of the reasons why I like going to cover motorsports. Yeah,
because you go out there, he makes you feel warm, he makes you feel at home. It's his passion. It's what he raced before he got into announcing, and he's been announcing. Like I say, if you've been out there, he's been a fixture at Bakersfield Speedway. He's been there longer than Scott has owned the track.
Right.
He predates when Scott took over as owner of the Speedway, and his family bought it. But so it's just he's part of it. He's got some cornball sayings, and he's just kind of a down home short track announcer, and it's his passion. He loves it, and that's why he's still out there right now in ill health, and he battling to be out there every Saturday night.
I liked it. The first race I went on to, opening night, he had like grandkids there with them, and they were just hanging all over him, and he was like policing them and talking on the mic at the same time, and that's what this community is all about. It's about that family. And Mike, wow, it's great. I hope he feels better and he knows that we're thinking about him, and we'll talk about him
and
soon.
One more thing before we hit break real quick. David Mayhew, Bakersfield, raced to victory at Evergreen Speedway up in Monroe, Washington, K&N West race last Saturday night, his second win of the season, and they're racing again this week on a short track in Colorado.
Very nice. We'll take a break. We'll have Scott Schweitzer in to talk about their big weekend they just came up with, or just had. They had some interesting races. We'll look at that Ricky Childress Sr. picture, by the way. It's quite fascinating. We'll be right back after these messages here on the Power Hour.